Chakapish and the Moon.
Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, nihu. Eya, nihu. Kasi tutik wage ko na ako tanapik.
Ita kalilit ko na.
Kanina kuya ko eh.
Ano ka kaya ka?
Kasi tutik ko na.
Nasiya pa sa Ako tanong tayo na.
Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, nihu. Eya, nihu. Minwe ni tata tashine misiwe ni kamoya. Tashine misiwe manachi tata minashikita skinau. Eya, heya, nihu. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, nihu. Eya, nihu. Minwe ni tata tashine misiwe epimoteya tashine misiwe minwenta mo winchi hayaya kota haski. Eya, heya, nihu. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, heya, henna. Eya, nihu. Eya, nihu. Anta magapik. Kuskwat tapik na. Hasta kish kome tono. Nipi. Apik ko. Tali kuskwat tapik. Say thank you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
This yours. Okay, eat it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Share your tea, okay?
Mm.
Jason, you want to listen to a story about a little boy? This little boy, long time ago, used to live with his parents way out in a big forest. And his name was Chakapish. And Chakapish means just something that you can see in the water, which means reflection. And his mother and father, used to teach him how to hunt and how to chop wood and how to make a tent, how to make fire and how to make tea and bannock, just how to survive in the bush. And they lived in a teepee and they taught him everything, how to live in the forest. They also taught him how to be good. But Chakapish was a very bad boy at times. So one time his mother and father were sitting around in the teepee in the evening. And his mother said, Chakapish, go and get me some water, you know. And Chakapish said, okay. So he was given a pail to go and get water. So he went along, walking to the river. But he got sidetracked. He was playing around, and he loved to tease things. You know, he didn't respect anything that he saw. He was always teasing. He especially liked to tease the moon, because the moon to him looked like a human being that you can play with and tease with. So he looked up at the sky and he saw the moon. And he started calling it all kinds of names. All kinds of names that the moon wouldn't like. You know? So he started to throw stones, sticks at the moon, yelling, and tried to use a rope to snare it. He says, I'm going to snare you and I'm going to choke you to death. So finally the moon got really upset, and he came right down and grabbed Chakapish by the hair along with the pail, and away up he went to the moon. The mother and father said, how come Chakapish takes so long to get that water? They waited for a little while and no Chakapish. So finally the mother and father went out to look for him. And they came down to the river, checked, there was no Chakapish. And mother said, I bet you anything that he teased the moon again. And she looked up in the sky, and there was Chakapish and his pail. And he never came back down to earth again. He stayed up there, and still today we see Chakapish up in the moon. And this is why it's so important, whatever our parents teach us, to respect human beings and to respect all things that we see. Because if we don't, this is what happens to us, just like Chakapish. Is the story good? Oh, that's good. Hey-ya, hey-ya, henna. Hey-ya, hey-ya, henna. Hey-ya, hey-ya, henna. Hey-ya, nihu. Hey-ya, nihu. Minue ni tata tashine misiwe ni kamoya. Tashine misiwe manachi tata iminoshiki taskinau. Eya heya nihu. Eya heya henna. Eya heya henna. Eya heya henna. Eya nihu, eya nihu. Minue ni tata tashine misiwe epimote ya tashine misiwe. Minue tamo winchi hayaya kota haski. Eya heya nihu. Eya heya henna. Eya heya henna. Eya heya henna. Eya nihu. Eya nihu.